Hello, everyone. Hello. How is everyone doing today? I'm just going to wait for some of you to filter in the room because we're just getting started. You can, as you're coming in, if you could give me a shout out, let me know that you can see and hear me just fine. That would be amazing. Hey, Laura. You're like an expert user. Why are you here? This is like PhotoDay 101. But I love that you're joining me. It's awesome. And rainy in Washington. Yeah. That's like, I mean, that's pretty normal, right? Like lots of rain. Awesome. You guys just say hi. Oh, North Carolina. Hey, Lisa. Awesome. Got Florida. Hey, Daniel, Keith, Lynette. Yes. Awesome. Well, thanks for joining me today, Dave. I know you want PhotoDay 102. Like I was like just talking to Wes about this before I hopped on. I was like, there's so many webinars that like I feel like we should do, like with all the information and data that we have now that we're like 5.5 years into this, just to share all the knowledge. And yes, we are putting lots of fun things together for you guys. Laura. That's funny. Hey, Austin. Hey, Mike. Thank you guys for joining today. So today's webinar it's PhotoDay 101. So if you are here and used us in the fall or previously the spring before that, this will be a refresher for you. So I'm going to cover a lot today. Odds and ends, more importantly, just get to know you, you to get to know us, PhotoDay as a company. I think that's super important, especially because we are directly tied to your success. And, that is our whole entire business model. So yeah, get to know us a little bit too, because you are trusting us with a portion of your business, or some of you put all your business in PhotoDay. So we find that is very important. Yeah, piles of snow everywhere in Minnesota. Yeah, I mean, I guess I live in Tampa area, Tampa, Florida, and it is hot here. And the mosquitoes are the size of birds. So I don't know. Sometimes I'm like, maybe I'd rather have snow, but I don't know. Sometimes bug spray will do just fine. So stay in the warmer weather. But yeah, so we'll just jump right in. Give it a couple minutes here. And I just wanted to talk a little bit about PhotoDay and our vision. What are we? Well, we're time saving, money making, game changing, right? That's our thing. And we set out to change the world of school and sports photography. Just about 6 years ago, we launched 5 years ago this June, and we have learned so much along the way. And we feel really confident and a little bit humbled by all of the success that we have brought to our users so far. And we cannot wait to bring more success. When you guys are sharing your success stories with us, that is totally motivating us. And, we do that by way of our amazing team and the community. But what is PhotoDay really if you're brand new to the product and you're coming from paper forms or maybe a different online solution? We'd like to say that we are image first selling, right? That's different. I feel like it was ingrained in our brains for so long, for decades, packages and products on an order form, right? A la carte and add-on items along with package sales. That was our bread and butter. We'd set up all these samples on a table or, print all these beautiful flyers out to try to get people to buy stuff from us without seeing the images, right? And in PhotoDay, and through years past even, especially in my previous work history before PhotoDay, we tried a lot of online solutions because in your head, you're like, I put it online, I don't have to do any work, it gets easier, right? Well, you still have to do work. You just have to do a different kind of work. And we like to say that work is more fun because it's why you're a photographer to begin with. You love creating, right? You love creating, you love working with people to create these amazing images. And that is really where we shine, image first selling and all the things we built around it for this sales model that actually works. So yes, the success with PhotoDay greatly depends on how amazing your images are. And not only how amazing your images are now your inventory, right? You're selling images, you're not selling memory mates and 8x10s and magnets, put together in a package, right? You're selling your images first and you want them to buy products or buy digital products or print products from you, and you want them to buy all of the images. And that's where it's a little bit different. And so everything that we learned on what matters in terms of volume photography, everything we knew 10 years ago is no longer, is somewhat relevant, but not really relevant today when you're putting images first. And if you want it to be successful, that's where we are here to help. We are here to help. We figured it out. We have a lot of successful users, and we're constantly sharing those stories with you and those methods and building onto our product to make it easier for everyone, right? And what's not to like about it, right? We're giving today's customer, we're putting picture day right into the palm of their hand. They're on mobile devices all day long. We're all on mobile devices all day long. And in fact, now we're making conscious efforts to put our devices down because we're so sticky. They are so sticky. So getting in front of your customer on their mobile device is priority, right? That's where everybody else is in their face all the time, fighting for a share of the consumer dollar. And that's where we need to be too, collectively as an industry, selling these beautiful, unique, authentic images that we're creating, portraits of school-age children, right? That's what volume photography is all about. And what's even crazier is that, like, when you rewind and think, like, you know, before PhotoDay or alternate workflows, if you're a studio and you were doing, hey, I'm doing a little bit of mini sessions, I do some senior portraits, I do some underclass, some elementary, preschool, league sports, high school sports, proms, you were probably using a different sales and marketing method, a different workflow for all of those different genres of photography. And what's really, really great about PhotoDay is that it's all encompassed into one workflow, one sales and marketing model, and it works, right? So you don't have to manage all those different things. And what that means is that you are set for scaling and growth with our platform. We are dedicated to that. We have a lot of studios that start and they were 100% a league sports photographer, and now they're photographing preschools and dance schools and gymnastics events. Like, they're adding all these different genres that they would never thought to do before because they were laser focused on sports. But now you can do all of those different things, which is causing so many great things to happen as we continue to develop. So here's some amazing people behind our team. Since this picture, we have added even more team members. I think like 10 or 12 more. So this photo was taken back in August at our first official company team retreat, where we pulled our whole team together, because as you can imagine, going from 0 to now, we've learned a lot. We've gained a lot of knowledge, and we work very closely together in sync as a team to make it all happen with no disruption and still be able to provide you a stable product with amazing customer service. That is what we're so focused on as a company. So here's just some of our team here. We have more team that's not even in this photo today that we've added, but it's crazy when we think about that. We have pretty much doubled our staff in the last year because we have come so far as a company. And then obviously, who else are we? We couldn't have done any of this without who we call our trailblazers or early adopters and innovators. They were the first to adopt PhotoDay, use it in different markets to find success, to use comparison data, to give us the feedback so we continue to build and optimize our product for all of you. So our trailblazers all have kind of like case studies on our blog. So if you ever wanted to read about their journey and see how they converted, see firsthand what their results are, you can find them in interviews within our Academy section, or you can find our blog posts on our blog that we have published for you guys to dig into. And then our community, right? Like, that is what we're so focused on, building a community. Anyone can build product, anyone can sell product, but to build the community around it is so entirely difficult. And we have been so entirely lucky to be able to build that community and so focused on it. We've put a lot of effort into everything that we've done up to that point. Mainly that resides in our Facebook users group, but not limited to, right? But our Facebook users group is a great community. If you guys are not in there now, sometimes I see some people asking PhotoDay questions in other groups, but if you ask it in our users group, it is solely just PhotoDay users. We vet everybody before we let them in our group so we can make sure they are a PhotoDay user or signed up a PhotoDay user, or obviously our staff is also in the users group, celebrating right there along with you guys. So make sure to join the PhotoDay users group. And then of course, here are our lab partners. We're partnered with a lot of the largest labs in the country, including Bay Photo, Millers. Richmond and White House, and Reedy Photo. Reedy Photo, long story short, if you guys never heard of Reedy Photo was the lab that I was working at when the idea for PhotoDay happened, right? And it became our beta lab, or little lab out of St. Pete, Florida, our local lab. So if you've never heard of them, that's probably why. But they have exploded since PhotoDay has exploded. They were our first lab, and the Reedy team has been really great with helping us test things out, especially with the integration and the communication and everything all the way through. So the other labs can also reap the benefits of those efforts and rewards. So it has been such a great partnership with all of our labs. I will mention now, like if you're wanting bulk shipping, like all the orders from one job to go to one address, Miller's is our only lab set for bulk. They handle that. It's free overnight, amazing service. If you're familiar with Miller's lab already, you know about their amazing service and quality. All of that holds true with PhotoDay. If you are a Miller's customer with PhotoDay and you use Miller's in the fall or last spring and you're using them again, I will note that they have changed their shipping. They were using UPS Mail Innovations. They have switched everything to USPS First Class Mail. So not only do they print same day, they also ship the same day, and it gets there in just a day, 1 to 5 days, depending on where you're at, your customer's at, ordering from in the US. It gets there pretty quickly. Bay Photo uses First Class Mail, Reedy Photo, Richmond uses First Class Mail, and White House uses trackable UPS Mail Innovation, so you can track those orders right to their doorstep. And Kim, I hear you loud and clear. We have plans to update all of the themes for all of our partner labs and bring fresh new themes. And if you're new and you don't know what I just said, when you set up a job in PhotoDay and you choose an activity type, whether it's a school or a sports, you choose those like baseball, softball, football, whatever, all of those available themes from the lab appear to the customer. So they get to pick what memory made design they like best or what magnet design they want. They can filter through that and design their own products, like consumer facing, and type in their own information. You do not have to do that with us. So yep, we definitely want to keep improving those themes and updating them as we evolve as a team with our labs. And then I'm going to go through the PhotoDay toolkit. These are all the things that we provide that you may or may not know about, because I know the internet is a very, very big world out there, right? And you can get lost going in so many different directions. So first of all, with our company, you get one-on-one onboarding with a specialist, right? This is completely optional when you sign up. I highly suggest to do it. We make time, we staff accordingly for this, so we can have that one-to-one conversation with you, get to know you, you get to know us, and we can talk about all of the abilities and what we need to do for your business, right, together. So that one-to-one onboarding call is so really important, because it can save you hours of time and frustration on the back end. So if you haven't done one yet, even if you signed up 2 years ago and you only used it for a couple jobs, I would suggest reaching out inside of support chat, that little chat bubble when you sign in, and setting up your onboarding call or just a refresh call with some of us, and we can walk you through it. So yep, for sure. I will get to more questions at the end as I go. I'm going to stay on track, but Neil, I just want to acknowledge and I see your question, and I will get to it as we go along here. So the studio panel is what I like to call your mission control center. This is where all the jobs happen. Really cool fun fact about the studio panel, if you don't already know about this, it is mobile friendly. So you can log into it from your web browser on your phone. You can publish jobs, you can expire jobs from it. Like, you could do all kinds of things from your phone. I love saying that because you don't have to be stuck behind a desktop computer all the time. You can take your business on the go when you go online with PhotoDay. So it is absolutely fantastic for that reason. Colleen, I will answer your question. If you are working on a job and you have a question and you call, will somebody answer the phone? We do not have an inbound line because we give everybody one-to-one attention. You have a chat bubble. You can reach out to us in chat and request a call. Tell us it's an emergency and we will get right to you. You can request through the chat bubble, or you can send your question through the chat bubble and get an immediate response, or within a couple of minutes. I think our median response time right now is like 3 minutes or something crazy. So we get back to you right away, Colleen. So don't be scared to use that chat bubble to reach out and get one of us on the phone. So, yep. Oh yeah, Kim, if you struggle with accessing your price sheets from your phone, Yeah, sometimes it depends on your make and model of your phone. The bigger the phone, the easier it is. But there's only so much information you can squish on that little screen. So, but you could do a lot from it. Maybe not everything, but a lot. So we also have the PhotoDay dashboard app. This is super cool. I recommend everyone download it. Actually, I have the link saved, so if you don't already have the dashboard app, I am going to paste it in our little chat channel right here. The dashboard app will allow you, especially if you're new, you download it, you put it on your phone. It also has a watch app, and you can make cool watch faces. We have some watch faces for it, and your sales will be pushed to your app. You can turn on or off the push notifications. You can see when you get orders. You can have insight into those orders. This is really fun. For those of you that use it already, I know you love it because I hear about it all the time. You send me screenshots and you post in the users group. But for those of you that are new, I think it's really cool that the sales come to you. You don't have to go and find out if you sold anything today, right? So it just allows you to be more hands-free, like from your business, right? Have the information come to you instead of you constantly going to retrieve the information. And it makes it a little bit fun. We thought the hashtag PD100, that's something that Jay Boatwright kind of coined because he came from paper forms. And if you're not familiar with Jay Boatwright, he's our PhotoDay's director of education, and he kind of changed the game a little bit. He used sports photography by taking these amazing portraits that I, myself included, before I knew who he was, I was like, there's no way he does that at high volume. And Jay has like this method that he did it in high volume, and he was doing what people thought that could not be done, right? Portrait quality photography at high volume for his sports leagues. Well, PhotoDay kind of married and matched his quality head to head, where we gave him a platform with image first selling, and his sales skyrocketed when that happened, completely skyrocketed. Demand for his business skyrocketed because now all these people are seeing these amazing images first before they commit to sale. And instead of that paper order form average of 25 to 30 bucks, depending if you're in spring or fall football season, his sales skyrocketed beyond $60 averages. I mean, he's got hockey jobs that do 80 bucks a player. It's insane. So when you put and invest the time into taking great photos, you will see the reward, not just in participation, that buyer conversion, but in how much they're spending, because you're giving them a variety of really great images and they value your services more, right? And that's really the name of the game. So the PhotoDay Capture app, that is our tool. So this is the tool that we use to create private galleries. So each person, each subject has their own private gallery and a private access code. Now, if you come from another platform, you may be used to QR codes or barcodes or just sorting files manually into their own respective galleries. PhotoDay Capture is a native app. It works on iOS and Android, and it uses our fancy technology, which we coined as Face Find, as that barcode. For example, there's no time stamping with it. It's you import the data or add it on the fly, and you snap a reference photo of the subject's face, right, of the person's face. And then when you upload all your professional photos to the gallery, they all cluster in the respective galleries. It is magical to watch happen, especially at scale. It's insanely accurate. And we even have a really cool match modal for those really weird situations, like if you're in dance and you don't have any of their face, right? A lot of people ask me and they ask us what is the accuracy of it? It kind of feels like I like to say, it kind of feels like you're jumping out of a plane without a parachute because you're trusting the technology to work. I recommend try it out first. If you have a school from fall and you have the admin file with the reference photos or the little thumbnails of each kid and all the data, you can make a job in PhotoDay, use those as reference photos, and just dump more sports pictures or spring school pictures and watch it cluster. You can test the accuracy for yourselves, but our users they report it to be very, very accurate. And the rule of thumb is if there's enough face and you have a good quality reference photo and there's enough face, it can even be half a face, right? It can even be half a face. So side profile shots do not make a difference. It will match into those galleries. So it does really, really good job. So Doug, while we're talking about the facial clustering, that's a good question. Do parents have reservations? with facial recognition. So it happens in a couple different areas of our software. I'm going to show you today the group or public galleries where you give the parent the ability to upload a photo to find photos of their kids with Face Find, right? They can also search view all photos or tags, which is a folder structure, but you can give them the shiny thing, Face Find. You can make galleries Face Find only, where they have to upload a photo to find their photos, or you can give them one or two or three of those options, right? View all photos, tags, and Face Find. In private galleries, the tool is being used on the back end for you to capture the reference photo and marry the photos together, right? Do parents have reservations? Yeah, you're always going to have people have reservations, no matter what you're doing in business, no matter what's happening. Somebody's always going to be like, should I do that? Shouldn't I do that, right? Should I write my credit card number on this paper order form? Should I let them use facial recognition? Same thing, right? The important thing is that we present our privacy policies and biometric policies right up front. Parents have the option to opt out or remove their data at any time. I can tell you in the history of PhotoDay, in the last 5 or 6 years, I can count on one hand how many times that happened. Like how many people actually opt out. Some people have reservations and they'll tell you about it. We'll explain it to them, send them a policy, they'll check their resources, and they'll move on fine. The fact of the matter is that everybody is unlocking their phone with their face nowadays and doing a lot more things with biometrics, right? So it's becoming more and more common. 5 years ago, it was a lot harder. Today, it's a lot more common. So, yep, it just really depends on your situation. And then the Facebook users group, I said this in the beginning, but it is really great to use for that peer-to-peer interaction, to find somebody, buddy up with somebody in your area, find somebody that can help with anything that you need help with PhotoDay, especially off hours when the bubble's not available because we have to sleep at some point. And you guys are like, some of you guys are up at like 1, 2, 3 in the morning working. I see those posts come in. I was like, I know you're on the East Coast and it's 3 a.m. Like, what are you up working for? But, we get it. That's what that users group is really great for. So go ahead and post. There might be somebody else up late in all hours of the early morning working alongside of you. And then we have our PhotoDay guide. So I do have a link to this as well. Our PhotoDay guide is documentation of our products from A to Z. So if you're a reader and not a watcher and you just want to get to like, how do I set up my backgrounds, or how do I do advanced pay, or how do I load up data for private gallery jobs, this guide link I just posted in the chat is going to help you figure that out. Just, it's a really great resource, a really great tool. Our marketing team just did a complete revamp of it. It's so organized and beautiful, and I love it. And I won't name the name of the software, but I used to sell software for a living years ago, and nothing was documented, and I had to memorize everything, and I had to train everybody. This was crazy. So yeah, it is absolutely like a great resource to have on hand and bookmark in case you need it. And then we have support articles. So this is support.photoday.io, or it's also accessible from the chat bubble. And you can just search for a keyword or phrase, and it'll bring up any articles or help that you need along the way as you're setting up your account. Once you are signed into PhotoDay, you will see Academy. Academy are short videos and clips and webinars that we've done organized here for you. So if you're more of a watcher, or if you're just working away, editing, post-processing, using Pixnub, whatever you're doing, or walking on a treadmill and you just want to listen to some useful information here for your business, I highly suggest checking out Academy. It is a great resource for you guys to continue to learn, and there's a lot of like peer-based webinars in there where trailblazers and other guest speakers come on to talk about selling their images online first and the results. Webinar replays page, it's kind of an Academy too, and our sales and marketing kit. So we just revamped this. We're probably revamping it again. We like refreshing this section a lot for the design to give you guys some creative ideas. But these are all Photoshop files, which mean they're all layered. So we have a sales kit, we have a marketing kit. So the marketing kit is after you book the job. It's posters, banners, social graphics. Photoshop files you can download, add your information, you can change colors, put your logo on it, make it branded for you, whatever you want to do. They're just meant to be a starting point, so you don't have to figure out the lingo and the copy, right? Everything's already here for you in this section. The sales kit has videos, And it also has like a little key selling points flyer. So if you're pitching this to a new organization or a new school and you just want those high level talking points, we already have that figured out for you. It's in the sales kit. Download that, keep it as your reference, study it. Those key selling points are, especially if you're in an area where it's predominantly like still on the older workflow, the older paper order form and prepay model, then you can smoke your competition using image first selling. Every community wants it, and the ease of use and speaking to them like you are part of their community wins it like 10 times out of 10 times, right? So it's just all about that community feel and bringing benefit to their community. So one of the other great things I think that is always important to mention is the simplicity, right? It is incredibly difficult to make something very simple in terms of UI and UX, right? So I want to show you guys that if you've never been in the platform before, I really want to show you guys how simple it actually is to get up and selling. Like within seconds, you can sign into PhotoDay, create a job, and start connecting people to a gallery and start selling. It is really, really that fast. And I think that's important, especially when you're new, if you want to like try something out just on a job that you just recently booked, if it's a retake day or anything like that, and you just want to get started and just kind of test the waters a little bit. The simple UI UX, you don't need 2 days of training. I mean, I don't need to fly out and hang out with you guys and train your whole staff. Unless you really want me to, I really like and can be bribed with tacos and margaritas and a trip to like anywhere where it's warm and sunny. So yeah, but beside the fact, I will screen share now and show you guys. This is simple. But our product and engineering team has done a fantastic job with making a very powerful piece of technology very easy to use. So let me turn my camera off and turn my screen share on so you guys can check it out. Okay, so once you sign into PhotoDay, this is what your headquarters, your mission control, this is what it's gonna look like. You'll see your job. My studio panel looks lame because I only use it for personal stuff. Like I only bought like $6 worth of stuff this year. And I have like minimal markup on my product. So, but you can create jobs in here. You can look through, you can see all your incoming sales, look at your lifetime sales, the incoming orders. Once you click through on an order, you can see what the order looks like, how they crop the images, what they ordered. It's all going to be in the order. If they use an advance pay credit, is going to show on the receipt and which advance pay credit they used. So you can basically see all the incoming orders. You can see this on the dashboard too, but there's some basic setups in here that I'll go over. Some of the resources I just went over, the sales kit, the marketing kit, and all of the support is going to be under resources. Here you can download posters, reminder cards, social graphics, thank you stuffers, like all kinds of fun stuff is in here for you to download the Photoshop files. And then we have your settings section, which I think is super important. So you have your account information at sign up. That'll be in here, but over here in your studio settings, you'll have your studio name, your studio URL, contact, and contact number. All of this stuff is front facing here to your customer and through galleries, and through the email campaigns that go out. So this contact information here can be different than your account from your account information, right? So the way we contact you could be different to what you share with customers. Your studio address goes here, and then your time zone for all of the job display and settings goes here. Now labs, once you sign up, you'll have one lab connected, but you can go ahead and add them all. What this does, it just gives you the ability to create a price sheet or a storefront using that lab specific products, right? And that lab's theme. So you can go ahead and add all of them if you wanted to, if you wanted to check them out, but one will be here. I have them all added in my accounts. Your payments, how you get paid is through Stripe, right? So you'll want to set up a Stripe account if you haven't already, and then you'll want to connect it here, right? So we pay you through Stripe. PhotoDay processes all the payments. So your customer on their credit card statement will say PhotoDay on it, right? With our number. So we handle any chargebacks, any disputes, anything like that. We handle here because we are processing all the payments and then remitting the payment to you, and it's all instantly. You don't have to wait for it. It'll go right to your Stripe account once it clears from your customer's bank. Then you set the frequency on how often you want to get paid from Stripe. So if it's daily, if it's weekly, bi-weekly, whatever Stripe wants, you set that frequency from Stripe to your bank account, right? So it's important that you get set up with Stripe and acknowledge everything that they have to offer. Now, your taxes. This is new for January. As of January 1st, we used to deposit the taxes along with your profit. You would have to export reports, and you would still have to pay your monthly or quarterly sales tax. PhotoDay is now considered a marketplace facilitator, right? Every online marketplace will have to do this eventually. We just did it very, very early because we are a newer technology. So in here, what'll happen is PhotoDay is now the taxpayer. So we have to collect and remit taxes in all 50 states in the United States. So we have to do it legally. It is no longer your responsibility when you're a marketplace seller using PhotoDay as your marketplace facilitator. So what that means is when you do your taxes, and if you're using another system or another method as well as PhotoDay, you'll still have to you'll still have to do your monthly or your quarterly sales tax depending on your state, but there's going to be a little checkbox in there somewhere on your state's website for marketplace seller. This income happened with a marketplace seller. You put PhotoDay's information in, and you don't have to remit the taxes on that, and you can still account for that income. So if you guys have any more questions about that, you can reach out to our support chat or reference the articles that are right here. It'll give you a good overview. The logo and watermark, obviously I have PhotoDay's logo uploaded here, but you would upload your own company logo here. This is going to appear on flyers, an email communication that is generated through PhotoDay, and then you have your watermark. Now, I will touch on this a little bit. This watermark's getting replaced because there are a lot of new watermark removers floating around there that consumers are getting more accustomed to, trying to steal your images. So we're going to replace this with something that combats the AI. But for now, if you do have your own custom watermarks, there's a post, if you search in our users group, I shared in there about it. But if you make them I think the colors like reds and gradients and blurred edges, don't do hard edges, or artifacts within your watermark, make it really, really hard for the AI to remove the watermark from your image, right? So make sure you look at those pointers. But I think in our next release, we'll have this updated. The default watermark will be more AI proof. That's something that we've been working on over the last couple of weeks and testing. And then you can choose a location, size, and scale. Now, PhotoDay Wallet is really, really cool. So PhotoDay Wallet is where you can buy credits for our post-processing services. This is just the beginning. Right now, we're offering knockouts as well as color correction through AI, through post-processing in the PhotoDay Wallet. So you can buy credits. Color correction is 10 cents an image. Knockouts are 20 cents an image. It's all AI driven. It will knock out from any background, but you can buy credits here and use those services as you see fit in your jobs. You only have to upload once, and it works pretty great. So if you're used to remove BG or Pure Photos or even Skylab, it will do a really good job with that post-processing coming through. And then users, you can have multiple users logging into your account. They are permission-based users. When you add a new user, it'll send them an email, and then they set up their password. And initially, they'll only have access to capture, but you can turn on and off permissions for all the various users you have. So if you have a bookkeeper or an additional production person in your studio and you only want them to see or access different things, you can do that here and add them as a user, and they just set up their own password. So that is what that looks like. And then I'm going to go back. I'm going to just touch on reports a little bit. So then we have this report section over here. The report section, you can query by year. You can filter it by job, and it's just a summary, just an overall summary. If you want details, and you can download any of this stuff, it'll dump it as a CSV file. You can filter by job, by date range. It gives you all the person's information, what job it came from, how much it was, how much tax was collected and remitted, where it delivered to, anything the customer has. It will be in this report. There's even more than what previews here. You can export it, but it's all that customer information you can get back out. And then we have a product report, which will then give you all the different products you sold and what price sheet it came from. So you can kind of do some numbers at the end of each quarter or at the end of each season and say, oh, I give myself a raise. I sold a lot of, magnets. I'm going to bump them up $1 because, I'll make an extra $1,000 if I do that. So you can do stuff like that using the product report in here, which is amazing. And then we have the storefront setup. So there's a couple things in here like advanced pay, price sheets, offers, custom themes, and backgrounds. I'm going to touch on these two main features really quick. Custom themes is the ability to upload your own background for the memory mates. So you don't have to design them all. So it's just like, if you're doing like a school and you want like the mascot and the colors of the school on the memory mate products, you can create that here, upload it, and make it available. Your customers drop the images in. Your customers will type in the data fields. You can just make the background look more relevant to that school's branding. And then, or the event branding, and then the same with backgrounds. It's just like if you're using our knockouts or if you're uploading PNGs and you want to present different knockout, like background collections for your knocked out images, you can. That is what this is. And you can also sell both JPEGs and PNGs alongside each other in the same gallery. So with the new AI tools, if you're using like knockouts, but you photographed on like a gray muslin, you could offer the gray muslin, like the regular photos, and then knock them out and offer a variety of spring backgrounds or holiday backgrounds. So you can go back for second or third sales and just change it up a little bit. And we have a lot of people that do that, and they find a lot of success remarketing their galleries just with knocked out images versus not knocked out images. So you can do all that fun stuff. So I'm going to go in and set up a test job so I can kind of show you guys what this looks like. So I'm going to type All American Dance. I'm going to choose a dance job for today and set up. These are the organizations. So the hierarchy in PhotoDay, you have an organization like a dance school, a league, a school, and then you have all the sub jobs underneath that one organization. So you can just set that up once. We'll just say picture days today. We're photographing, 100 kids. This is just for your reference. You can upload the school's logo here. If it's a public or group job, it appears like in the customer gallery view for them to see. It can also be used on certain products, like specifically memory mates. If that lab has it available, you'll see it. We are testing, this is a little teaser for you guys. We are testing PhotoDay Gallery with beta right now, so you're going to see it on my account. You will not have this option, but we are launching a brand new shopping cart this summer. I am not going to show you guys that today, so I'm sorry to let you down on it. I'm just going to create a regular job not using beta galleries. But it's actually amazing right now. We do have about 20 studios onboarding for the spring and using beta galleries before we release it this summer, which is amazing. Okay, so I'm going to set up the gallery access first. Once you set up gallery access, it cannot be changed. And that's because it's very sophisticated. The communication is different. The whole complexity of the job changes. That is why it can't be changed once you set it up. So if you want to give everyone their own gallery, that's when you use a private gallery. A group gallery just means the code has to be entered one more time upon viewing it. The public gallery has a direct link right into the gallery. None of these are like indexed on Google. Nobody can search up the gallery. So public doesn't mean it gets indexed on Google search somewhere, right? They still have to have a dedicated link. So it's not really like public for that aspect. If you're using like a platform like Shootproof, they're all public galleries, basically, with subfolders, right? So you're sending a link out. Anyone can click on that link and get in. They just have to type in their email for marketing purposes. So that is what that is. So just as a comparison, today's gallery, I just want to show you a public gallery since it's super easy. You can customize this link if you wanted to. It'll give like one link you can send out or anything like that. Neil, great question. With the yearbook, will the yearbook select image be part of New Galleries 4.0? The reason we are doing Galleries 4 is for a bunch of new features. And yes, the primary image selection is part of that new flow, right? So we want to bring primary image selection specifically for school photographers, for yearbook exports, as well as other creative use cases. I know every one of you will have once we have that feature. And also the multi-download, the ability for them to buy their whole private gallery. So if somebody goes in and they want to buy their whole private gallery, we are building that as well. But there's a lot of reasons why we decided to build an entire new storefront. And all of the reasons, I promise you, are very exciting. So if you are an existing user, I know this is going to be amazing for you guys. And for you guys that are just signing on with us, you are going to love it too. The opt-in code, I'm just going to leave it what it defaults, but you can change it to basically like whatever you want, as long as another person is not using it. So if I type in PhotoDay dance, probably nobody else is using that. I can use that probably. If somebody else has that, then it'll tell me it's in use, but it's unique to our short code of 90738. So basically everybody uses the same short code with PhotoDay. Short code marketing versus long code text marketing is completely different. Long codes often get filtered into the unknown senders. Sometimes they get missed as spam. They also take a long time when you're sending out mass communication through a long code. When short code is instantly delivered and it does not go to spam or filtered to unknown senders. That is why everyone must opt in to receive text marketing, and we do really focus on those opt-ins. So also, we do recommend do not use something like a simple word that another studio could be using, just adding an S onto it, making it plural, like spring versus springs, right? Like it can cause people to opt into somebody else's gallery and cause customer service issues. So I usually recommend doing something like with your studio name or an acronym for your studio, and then like some kind of number and then a job, or something simple like that that's easy for you to set up a cadence on naming your opt-in codes here. But this is the code that they text the 90738 to link to your gallery. And then the expiration date is here. You can set that. There's some automatic texts that go out before the gallery expires and then just moves back into draft mode. So I'm not gonna touch anything here. I just set it up. Now, the next step, if I wanna get up and start connecting people to this gallery right away, I can just have them all start texting the QR code. So I'm just gonna go ahead and make a quick QR code here. And if you guys like want to do this with me, like live, you can just download. This is just a free QR code generator. There's a bunch of them if you Google them on the internet. It just takes a minute to download the QR code and upload it, but it should be right there on my screen. But you can just definitely take a picture of that QR code. And what it does now, I set it up for SMS. It automatically, actually, you guys are not even seeing my screen because, look, and nobody told me that you were looking at the QR code generator screen. Well, now I'm doing it. Hold on. Sure, I'll just go back. This is the QR code generator screen. This is what I was talking about, but nobody said you couldn't see my screen. So over here is where you type in the phone number 90738 and then the access code here, generate the QR. And this is the QR code that everyone, you can print it on flyers. You can have like a poster board set up at an event and just say, scan this to opt in to picture day. And the more people that opt in, I love this part too. You can check to see if people are opting in simply by going to your job insights. See, I already opted in as we were talking, but that's where it comes, all the customers. Now, this is important because mobile first environment, right? So if you guys do two things, if you promise me to do two things this season, if you're using PhotoDay and all you focus on is creating amazing images and getting those opt-ins, you will find success. You will find success with the platform. You will work a lot less and you will have higher revenue and higher profits. I can promise you that with confidence now, as long as you do those two things. Take great photos, get the opt-ins, drive people and get them opted in, and you will find success with the platform. Now, also in the job here, this is where post-processing is under services. So if you want to knock out your images, you can upload them here, buy your credits, knock it out, push them over to the gallery, or you can download them for your own use. If you're using Pixnub or an alternate program to do your own compositing, you can do that there once you buy it. you opt in. So opting in, Doug, is not related just to advanced pay. It's just connecting people into the gallery so we can send them transactional messages to drive them back to the gallery. Once you hit publish, they're going to get a publish text. And then they're going to get reminders if they haven't purchased yet. If they purchase, they get like, your order's been received, your order's been shipped. You know, so it opts them in the receiving text communication. It also, if they go to galleries.photoday.io and they access here from the web, it'll also say like, this gallery is not ready yet, but subscribe for text marketing, and they could subscribe on their site. Now, if this gallery was in advance pay, it would prompt them to pre-buy an advance pay credit, but it's just in draft. So it's just telling them, hey, your gallery is coming soon, but opt in so you can receive notification for that. Kim, I would love to walk you through that right now, but I do not have time to walk through the image cutout stuff for this webinar, but we can connect in the chat bubble and walk you through that. That's no problem for that part. So I'm sorry, but I gotta skip back to my presentation on this part. But you know what? For you, yes, I will show you that really quick. I can show you really quick. So I have another job where I have post-process images, and that is in here, and photos and services. So once you upload your knockouts here, you can see these images that I knocked out. You have an option to move them to the gallery. It's a little button here, which I already did. I don't think I already did for both of them. Or you can prepare download, right? So once you upload and put them here and knock them out, they'll come back here. They'll be all knocked out, ready to go for you, right? Just like this is an image that went through. And then you can move them back to the gallery, but I already moved them to the gallery, or you can prepare the download and download them. So it's really up to you guys how you want to process with your post-process, but upload your full images here. There are size limitations. So if you're shooting like extra large JPEG, they're going to be too big. I suggest, you know, most volume shoots, you're only selling an 8x10. Actually, the most common thing you will sell is a 5x7. So you can shoot medium JPEG just fine. You know, and back it up, shoot RAW too if you have a second SD card slot. But like medium JPEG is going to be all you need to do, and the files will be great to get them without having to do an extra step off the camera to get them through knockout into PhotoDay. So yeah, that's just what I suggest on that. And then I am going to, so hopefully that gave you a little bit of what you need here. So I'm going to turn my slides back on because I have some more stuff to go to. Let's see, start. All right, cool. All right, back at it. All right, so results. So I showed you a little bit about reports, and you can download those reports, look at your results, compare it year over year, if it's the same job or a similar job, to see if you're on par. The sales cycle is a little bit different. The sales cycle is a little bit different if you're coming from paper order forms. Paper order forms, you're going to leave the field that day, or you're going to leave the school that day, and you're going to have like all this money, and you're going to be like, oh, look at all these $20 bills, right? It's not the same, right? You're not going to publish your job and immediately get $5,000 in your bank account, even though that would be really awesome, and I'm still trying to figure out how to make that happen for you guys. So, but what I can tell you is that using our data, once you publish a job, about 50% of your sales are going to happen in those first 7 days. 50%. A majority of the big chunk comes, yeah, everyone misses the money part, right? But majority of the revenue comes that first week. That first 7 days, 50 to 60% of your sales are going to happen that first 7 days. And then the next week, week 2, about 25 to 30% of your sales are going to happen in week 2. And the remainder are going to be week 3. And then some other miscellaneous orders will trickle in week 4, week 5, week 6. So if you're paying commissions, right, what I would recommend, this is my advice to you guys, because I've been in your shoes before, I'd be like, hey, we're doing all these things for your community, image first selling, not pressuring them to buy that day, whatever. However, I am only going to pay commissions on the first 30 days of orders. Like, don't make it indefinite. Don't push it out there indefinitely. Just be like, the first 30 days. You know what you do? That helps the school and the league tell people to hurry up and place their order the first 30 days so you get all your money, right? Or you do it the first 2 weeks, or set a time limit, right? Create the sense of urgency. Use your organizations. If you're paying them a commission, make them work for it. Tell them to hurry up and get people to order so they get their commission, right? I always like to coach people like that because I feel like, yeah. So leaving galleries open, that's a good question. So there's no like archival fees or storage fees associated with PhotoDay, so you can leave them open indefinitely. However, we have learned that expiration works great. So what I would do, this is what I would do. This is basically from what you guys have told me that are doing this, and what I feel is right too, as a sales and marketing person, is I would definitely, like, if you're shooting various events for a school, expire the galleries at the end of the school year, right? Wrap it all up at the end of the school year. Yeah, you can publish again over the summer, run promos and holiday promos as needed, but expire the galleries. And what you could actually do is expire your packages, right? Packages are money saving, like it's automatic savings built in. You buy a package, you save 50% over retail costs, right? Expire packages, let's reopen it a la carte only. Make a new order form, a la carte only, price out your individuals, get rid of the packages, end of the year. You're done. You're done discounting, right? Move on. So you can do something creative like that. Doesn't cost you anything. You don't have to discount your services. You can just get rid of your packages. Smart business, right? You can download all those reports. It's just a sample of what the reports look like. It shows you like what price sheet it was, how many packages you sold. This is like, I always recommend downloading this after every season and like, accumulating this and seeing like where you can adjust pricing a little bit to give yourself a little bit of a raise. Everyone's raising prices right now. The cost of everything is much higher. So definitely account for that as you're pricing yourself. And also, don't just listen to me. Like, I know I love talking. I talk a lot. You guys are like, how does she even talk this much? Blah, blah, blah. Like, I'm just a talker. But we have a lot of users that have said a lot of great things. Talk to any of them. They're in our users group. They're around the Facebook groups. They're at trade shows and events if you go. But talk to them, right? They give you like first-hand experience. So just listen to me. Listen to our users. Because the reason that I am so pumped is because you guys are so pumped all the time. So it works both ways for that. So, and then here are the best ways to dive in. Low to no risk, right? This is what I always suggest. Test your technology, test our technology with your images to see how it handles it. Book a new job. Use the sales kit. Use those key selling points. As a salesperson, and you are all salespeople because you are all business owners, so you are selling yourself as salespeople. It is really fun and inspiring to go sell something new, right? To sell something totally new. It is so fun and inspiring. It actually motivates you a little bit even more because you believe in it. It's exciting. You want it to work, right? So use the sales sheet, learn the key selling points, go book a new job with it, right? You don't have to risk your existing business. You can just go book another job. You can transition an existing job. You can even use it for a retake or makeup day. If you don't want to do like miscellaneous orders, everybody hates that. That's a pain to filter in. Just transition that second shoot, that retake day, that makeup day to photo day. Or you can use a previous data and images from a previous job to just put the technology to the test using those private galleries. Like I've recommended using Capture and the private galleries and FaceFind. You can just definitely test the technology to see how it'll work for you firsthand. And we can walk you through all of that. And here's the fees, John, I was getting to that. We only get paid when you sell. We don't have any upfront fees or anything like that. So it's 10% of the transaction fee on the subtotal. So that's before tax and shipping. We take the 10%. That's what we get paid. So we are directly tied to your success. So we want you to earn a lot more revenue than you were earning before. So that 10% doesn't feel as painful. Also, I will say that if you're coming from paper order forms, you're most likely backing out taxes, right? To pay your sales tax. Now it's being added on, right? So there's a difference, right? So the 10% sometimes doesn't feel like 10%. It might only be 7%, or 4%, or whatever your tax rate's currently at, right, in your state. So it could feel a lot less than that. All the fees are paid in that one transaction. The transaction fee is 2.9% plus 30 cents an order transaction. If you have multiple subjects within the same job, like kids that go to the same school, siblings on the same sports team, they can check out on one transaction with PhotoDay. So you only pay that 30 cents order transaction one time. That fee goes directly to Stripe. And then the lab gets paid, PhotoDay gets paid, everyone gets paid. And then you get your profit directly into your Stripe account. And then that is here. John, if you give a 10% discount, no, the discounts do not factor like that. It's on the whole amount. That's why I say this. That's why I say to discontinue your packages or raise your package price instead of using the 10% discount on that in that area, because it doesn't cost you anything to do it that way. And then we do all the text marketing is free, all the email marketing, capture app, dashboard app. We don't have an additional charge for downloads. You get unlimited storage. All of our marketing resources and PhotoDay Academy is at your disposal, and we are constantly updating it. And now it's time for Q&A. So I'm going to go back through. I'll start at the top. Let's see. Can the Photo ID AI work with graduation caps? Yes. As long as they're not completely covering their face. Yes. So even if they're like coming down like this and they have enough of their face, like, because the way it works, so the way the face find technology works is it looks at the face. It doesn't look at color. It's not looking at like hair or what they're wearing. It's just looking at facial data. So it's looking at their irises, their pupils, eyelashes, like the spacing, their eyebrows, like any marks or blemishes, like their nose, nostrils, mouth, and it's drawing like this mathematical equation of their face. And then like when you upload photos to a gallery, it makes that same equation on upload. And then it compares the two text strings. And it says, oh, I'm confident that person is that person. And then it puts them together in that gallery or presents it, right? So even if you only have half a face, it can usually be confident enough to make the match. Profile shots do work. I've seen some really crazy things work here. And the rule of thumb is like, a lot of people ask me with dance because they're like, I don't even recognize a dancer. Their hair's all pulled back and in buns and everything. Like, well, yeah. Like, so the rule of thumb is like, yes, it's only looking at facial data. It's not looking at their costumes. It's not looking at their hair. Like, it's only looking at facial data. So yes, it will make the match. I can say that with confidence. All right, let's see. I got that question. Oh, I guess my real question is what goes in the background once the PNG files are created? Yeah, you can make whatever backgrounds you want. So PhotoDay has, like if you go to our support.photoday.io, just type in backgrounds. We have like a bunch of backgrounds that we pre-made for you, like spring portrait backgrounds, some sports looking backgrounds, some holiday backgrounds. You can download those and create your collections, or you can make your own. You can buy your own stock art, make it, whatever you want to do. Or take some realistic backgrounds, blur them out, like get creative, get funky. Like if you're shooting at a school, like, and they got like a really nice mascot, you know, painting or mural on the wall, go snap it, use it as a background. Like you can do all kinds of stuff. So yeah, for sure. Let's see. It's tricky with twins though. Yeah, twins can be a little tricky. It can, but we have a match model to figure that out. Does anyone do their shoots as a one-person show or do you hire assistants? Oh man, Doug, we have a lot of one-person shows. A lot of one-person shows at PhotoDay, right? So that are just getting started. You guys might be portrait photographers dabbling in the volume. You might just, you know, book your first team or your first league. Yes, there's a lot of that. We have a lot of education to help you guys along the way. So yeah, I think I got all of the questions today and we're running just about an hour and I really need water. But I want to thank you guys for listening and sticking on to the end. You can always reach us by email at support@photoday.io or reach out to us in the bubble, especially if you want to call. It's totally okay if you just want to schedule a phone call. Just tell us that. We will schedule a call with you. Oh, here it is. If my athlete is only wanting photos wearing large sunglasses, but my reference photo is without, should I take another with sunglasses? No, the sunglasses aren't going to make a difference. It just has to show enough of their face down here. I have seen it match with glasses on. I have seen it match a lot with a face mask on where it can only see the eyes. But yeah, you should definitely, if they're wearing large sunglasses, your reference photo, the wearing in the reference photo and sunglasses is not going to make a difference. Not going to make a difference. Yeah. Elizabeth, that's a great point. An assistant really helps you be able to focus on the photography. Depending on the size of the event and any volunteers you have at the event, yeah, definitely an assistant, especially for those larger events where you're like, you know, you got people coming through every few seconds, right? You might want to not think about that. But if it's like a public event, like a graduation, you can use a public gallery and not worry about that. You can just have, you know, people stationed at different areas, doing handshakes, doing candids, doing family portraits, and put them all in a public gallery and let FaceFind do its work. Just sort them by, you know, handshake, candids, family portraits, whatever you do for that. But yeah, you can do that as well. But thank you guys. Thanks again. I hope you all have a great rest of your week. We will see you next time. And until then, we'll see you guys in the bubble or in the Facebook group. So thanks and have a great day.